We're here today because the UK housing sector is experiencing an acute skill shortage, with 83% of the construction industry businesses reporting a lack of skilled workers. Additionally, the Housing Forum members from across the commercial and social housing sectors are reporting specific skill shortages. We know something has to be done. We urgently need to bring more people into our sector, and the first part of this is making sure our recruitment practices are open and fit for all kinds of people at all stages of their careers. I want to see people from every walk of life reflected in our industry. So how do we attract talent from other industries? What's attracting people to our sector and what's putting them off? Do young people understand how much the sector can offer and the different routes within it? How do we bring in more diverse candidates? These are just some of the questions we'll be discussing. So what's the problem? Justin, from your perspective, why aren't young people coming into the construction industry?
Well, from our take, we've done a lot of training with young people, in particular with the CSCS cards, and to get them ready for the employment industry within construction. But the uptake, on the other hand, hasn't really been there from recruitment, from them actually giving young people chances within construction. So we can see that there's a backlog of, okay, we've done the training, but now how do we enter the employment market?
So how many young people have you trained for the CSCS card? And out of those, how many have got a job?
So in the last 2 years, we've trained 86 young people with the CSCS cards, and only five of them have gone on.
Great. No, that's really interesting. So Sasha, from your perspective, 86 young people ready to come into the industry, only 5 has secured a job in the last year. From a recruitment perspective, as a recruitment agency, what do you think you can do to help bridge that gap?
It's a vicious circle. It just goes round every time. So from our perspective, health and safety always comes first on the construction site. So you could give me those 80 people at a recruitment agency. We could have them there ready to go. We've got everything that the client's asking us for, except experience. So every time they're saying experience, because health and safety would promote the safer option of someone that has the experience, how will they get it if we keep saying no and we keep coming back to this kind of there's no start for them? But yeah, like for me, I would take them instantly. I would always give them a shot. But for recruitment agencies, they've always got to take what the client's asking them for.
And who's the client?
Tier ones, all of the kind of like construction businesses. It's preaching this message that we're really inclusive and we'll take everyone. But then it's the people actually doing the employing, the people calling the agency and saying, I need a labourer tomorrow. And then before the phone goes down saying, that's worked on site before. It automatically takes that job away from those 86 young people you just mentioned.
So Elaine, we're hearing experience. Is experience really necessary for these young people to get into the jobs in construction?
No, it's not. I think what's essential is training and support. So the programme that we work on, it's all about bringing people in the sector who have no background. So it's about people who've studied politics, economics, people who haven't gone to university and they have no idea about the built environment construction industry, but we give them the knowledge and the skills and the support. And month 3, month 6, you wouldn't know that. So yeah, no, absolutely experience isn't necessary. Everyone's got transferable skills, life experience that is transferable into the built environment.
So all them tier ones, them construction companies that we've mentioned, the message is clear to you. Let's avoid this whole cycle of going and targeting people that have already worked in the industry. And let's look for talent outside of the industry who are eager and trained and ready to join. So what needs to happen? Sasha, I'm going to come to you first. From your perspective, what do you think the changes are that we need to look at?
So from my perspective, one of the major projects that I run is all around supporting ex-offenders. So about bringing people back into the industry or introducing them to the industry at a point in their life they need help. So the project that I run, I work really closely with the site teams and the managers and the client, the whole client from start to finish to get them to understand people that are in prison. I offer a mentoring and training course to the site managers because you can't get someone from prison ready for a job if the site aren't actually ready for them. These people are used to being told like when to eat, when to sleep. They need some direction, they need some help and support. So I mentor the managers to mentor the people.
Sasha, thank you. It's a really great point. Justin, from your perspective, how do we ensure a cycle of mentoring happens for the talent that's coming through United Borders and other charities' doors?
I think there's a lot of hand-holding that needs to happen, particularly with young people who are coming into construction, namely because there's a different environment, there's a cultural environment they need to assimilate to in order to be effective in the industry. So from our end, we continue to hand-hold young people once they get through the doors so they can stay in the building. Because without that support, you'll find that there'll be they'll bounce out of the industry very quickly. So case in point, there's a young person that I met a number of years ago, met him in prison. In fact, his name is Femi. And he's gone on to come out of prison, really redevelop his life and do amazing things. He's doing amazing work with inside and outside the industry, but in particular with our young people. And he's preparing them to work within industry. So a lot of the things, the nuances that are there day in, day out, and within construction, he's navigated a lot of it. So we found that having that person who looks like themselves, who understands, who's come from a working class background, but has also used that as a benefit to him within the industry. For us, it's been amazing. So we definitely advocate for having people who are mentors and within that construction industry that can come back and help young people navigate the challenging pathway into construction.
Justin, I think that's so beneficial to hear that full life cycle of mentoring, and I hear it loud and clear. Not only are you bringing this talent into our industry, but you're saying that once they're in and they're embedded, they're coming back and they're helping people in the community to prepare for work again. And that full life cycle of mentoring is key. Elaine, what can we do to support these employers, though? They need that help. They need that hand-holding, as we've heard from Sasha.
Absolutely. And I think it's okay to admit that and to say that you need help. And that's what we do. That's what we do. We're here to support people. So you're going into new territory. We don't expect you to know how to have an inclusive environment. So we deliver culture intelligence training. So it's really thinking about how your behaviours and your responses and your understanding can impact other people. So it's how can you ensure that when this person turns up to work and they're ready and they've got all the training and they've been told what to do, that you're also come to the table knowing what to do. So understanding their sort of cultural beliefs, their perspectives and stuff, like not going to the pub for every social as well. That will put so many people off. So it's just pointing out those things to help them realise that these are things you can do to make it more inclusive for people.
And again, from employers' perspective out there, these people that we're talking about, that we're interested in getting into our industry, might not be from the same walk of life, but we're really interested in opening our doors and getting to know them and creating opportunities. So do consider these inclusive training perspectives, because these people that are entering our doors of construction, if they can't see like-minded similar people in our industry, they're going to shy away from joining. So we need to create a more cultural, open and dynamic industry. And we've heard from these professionals today how to do that. The title of our podcast is, Are Recruitment Practices Fit for the Future? And I want to hear from you all. So Elaine, what do employers need to do to make their recruitment process fit for the future?
Employers need to outsource their expertise. There are so many organisations and partners who are able to sort of oversee the recruitment process and, you know, deliver diverse talent to organisations. So, for example, what we do, we recruit diverse talent. We then train them, so we oversee the whole learning development programme. We then coach and train managers as well to be ready to support them. And it's all for the price of their Christmas party. So you have to part ways with resource and finance in order to realise these benefits. When we speak to people, they're like, I wouldn't have the money for it, but you absolutely do, because it's the same cost as your Christmas party.
I love that. You heard it here first. Thank you, Elaine. Justin, from your perspective, what do employers need to do?
So we work with a lot of tier one companies, and what we particularly are looking for from a community angle is, can we get young people to work within the communities that they reside? Because there's a lot of regeneration happening all throughout London. And when you look at where the employment tends to happen, it's happening outside of the community. So there's all these buildings, prices are going up, etc. Cost of living is going up, but the people who are going to be impacted by that could not enter the employment market. So what we actually need for them to start looking local for talent, start recruiting people who are literally on your doorstep, who are from a working class background, who actually need that support and need that gateway into employment. So from us, you know, in our local community, the tier ones that are there, we are actually asking you guys to give our young people a chance and actually get them working on their local high street so they're connected to the community.
Wow, I totally agree, Justin. And from my perspective, I think the days of what Elaine and you are saying, recruitment practices are not going on Reed and Indeed and finding a job advert. It's more personable, it's coming into that local community, and it's partnering with charities and partners such as yourselves. And I think, you know, that's real food for thought for these tier ones. So thank you. Now let's hear from Sasha.
So I really want to kind of home in on the point that Elaine made about experts. Trust your experts. Like, I've been working with people from prison for 8 years. You don't know better than me. Like, I'm the person that's coming to you, I'm bringing it to your table. open your mind and listen to the information that I'm giving out. I've worked with these people closely. I understand them. I know their background. Put aside your unconscious bias, like conscious or unconscious. There is a huge talent pool there. There's over 80,000 people in prison, and over 70% of them leave prison with a CSCS card. But we've got an aging workforce and we can't fill these jobs. We can. They're right here. Just work with us. We're here. Ours is slightly different. We don't have a cost to our product. It's very much in the recruitment process. We do it as part of it, as that added extra. But we work with charities and partners like everyone else here today. Open your minds is, I guess, my ending thought there is we very much operate on the fact there's no stupid question. We understand this is a daunting process and something people aren't used to doing. It's a safe space. Ask it. I've heard it before. I'm pretty sure you're not going to shock me. Lots of the questions I get asked are outside the box, but you don't know the answer until you ask the question. Be optimistic and open-minded, and your experts won't let you down if you give them the opportunity to do their job properly.
Thank you all. What I'm hearing loud and clear is, in order to make our recruitment practices fit for the future, we need to shake it up. We need to change it. What we have been doing hasn't got us to a great place. We're in a skills shortage. It's an issue. So for tier ones listening, this is aimed at you, but for the whole construction industry, you've heard it here first. 86 young people ready to work and 5 got jobs in London this year. We need to do more about it. These people are ready to work. They might not have the experience in the industry yet, but that is your opportunity to give it to them. Don't be homed in on experience being necessary. Give them an opportunity. They're passionate and they just need you. We wanted to do this podcast to give employers practical, expert advice, but also we really need to see a change in mindset. If we as a sector keep putting up barriers to entry, fighting for the same pool of talent rather than meaningfully engage with new or diverse groups, the danger is continued skill shortages, and it is a huge missed opportunity for our industry.